Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're strapping on our helmets, twisting the throttle, and praying to the FPS gods as we take MotoGP 25 for a spin on a low-end PC with no graphics card and an old faithful Intel i3. Yep, we're talking about that PC you use to run Excel sheets and suddenly expect it to handle high-speed racing like a pro. As someone who has tested every MotoGP game since 22 on this potato of a setup, I had my hopes high, especially with the switch to Unreal Engine 5 and the shiny new support for FSR 3. But let me tell you up front, this ride was more like a bumpy rickshaw ride through potholes than a smooth lap on Mugello. Stay tuned because this is one wild review with more twists than a Valentino Rossi overtake. As always, I did what every budget gamer does. Set the game to 720p resolution, dropped every setting to low, and crossed my fingers. FSR 3 was my only ray of hope, like a lifeline in a MotoGP crash, but, unfortunately, I only managed to squeeze out 15 to 25 FPS, depending on how action-packed the scene was. Sometimes it felt like the game itself was having an existential crisis, stuttering like it couldn't decide whether to load a track or cry about my hardware. The most optimized MotoGP I've ever played was MotoGP 24, where I surprisingly got a near-constant 40 FPS, making it feel like a racing sim and not a slideshow. Compared to that, MotoGP 25 is just slower, chunkier, and kind of sad. I've added all the gameplay tests in the description below, so if you're a fellow low-end warrior, go check those out before you pull the trigger on this game. Now let's talk about the actual game. Where do I even begin? There's so much wrong here that I'd need a whiteboard, a marker, and a strong cup of chai. In short, MotoGP 25 feels like a drastic step backwards from last year's game. I gave it 60 plus hours. Yes, 60. Thinking maybe it's just one of those slow burners. But instead of getting better, it got worse every time I played. Starting with online mode, the lag is unbearable. You're trying to overtake someone, but suddenly their bike teleports into your face. It's like racing in the Matrix, except there's no Neo to save you. Competitive online racing? Forget it. Not happening. Performance-wise, it feels like the developers tried to fit a MotoGP bike into a rickshaw. Yes, they've shifted to Unreal Engine 5, but the result is less next-gen racing and more please don't crash desktop simulator. The visuals are a tiny upgrade, sure, but not nearly enough to explain the huge FPS loss. And don't even get me started on the UI. It's like they handed the design over to someone who's never actually played a racing game. And the curbs? Touch them slightly, and your rider gets flung off like they've hit a banana peel from Mario Kart. If this is realism, then I must have missed the MotoGP episode where the track turns into a trampoline. Performance-wise, it's clear Unreal Engine 5 was too ambitious. There's a massive FPS drop compared to last year's game, and although the visuals are slightly improved, it's not enough to justify the performance hit. The UI design is confusing, the curbs are unpredictable, and throw you off like SBK 22 all over again. Honestly, if you've watched even a single MotoGP race, you'll know curbs don't behave this way in real life, unless we're suddenly racing on inflatable tracks. Let's talk about the career mode. They added things like social media panels where you can interact with riders, but guess what? All you get is an emoji face going from smiley to frowny. There's no impact, no rivalry mechanic, no fan engagement. It's all cosmetic fluff. Adaptive AI was fantastic in MotoGP 24. It gave me neck-to-neck racing moments and actual thrill. But here, after 5 career races, the AI was still chilling 7 seconds behind me like they were riding scooters, not MotoGP bikes. And remember all those awesome features from previous games? Historic tracks, manager mode, scenario challenges? Yeah, they're all gone. They're like your favorite MotoGP rider who retired too early, never to return. Why remove features that gave the game its charm? I don't know. Maybe Milestone has a yearly ritual of cutting out the best parts and adding one shiny distraction to make it seem new. The only things I'll give the game credit for are the mini bike and flat track modes, which are fun for a bit. The graphics are admittedly sharp, and the bike physics have moments of brilliance. But it feels like someone put all their energy into the outer layer while leaving the core game stale. It's like serving a beautiful birthday cake that's just cardboard inside. The potential is there, but it's buried under poor design choices, missing features, and unpolished execution. To wrap it all up, MotoGP 25 is a disappointment, especially for longtime fans and anyone hoping for an evolution over GP24. For low-end PC users, it's a definite no-go unless you enjoy watching a PowerPoint presentation of a MotoGP race. For regular gamers, the drop in quality, from performance to AI to meaningful features, makes it hard to recommend. If you're new to the series and just want to go vroom vroom on two wheels, sure, you might enjoy it casually. But if you're a seasoned player, stick to MotoGP 24 and grab the 2025 mod instead. It'll save you money, time, and several headaches. I genuinely hope the next installment takes community feedback seriously and gives the series the revamp it desperately needs, not just another sticker on the same rusty fuel tank. Thanks for watching. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up, and if you're a fellow low-end warrior or racing game junkie, hit that subscribe button for more brutally honest, low-spec tested reviews. And hey, let me know in the comments, did MotoGP 25 break your heart too? Or is it just me? Catch you in the next one. And until then, keep your engines cool and your FPS higher than your tire pressure.